Is whooping your kids too far?
Damn, well, I definitely got my opinions on that.
Wait, who got kids here? I just want to see who got kids here first. Put a hand. Anybody got kids? I'm the only babyless person. Damn. Me and who?
You said who got kids? Who has kids?
Who got kids? Yeah.
You know, I got a daughter. I got a 15.
Me and who? Babyless. I'm gonna go last.
I went from 1 to 2 kids this weekend, so that's good.
Oh my God.
Or from 2 to 1. He up out the house. He 18.
Oh, okay. Good job for that. You don't have to pay child support. Shout out to that. Okay. Congratulations.
Got my refund.
Soon as Denise came up,
yeah. Whenever you're ready, Denise, we see you. But what do y'all think about the video? Okay. Is whooping your kids extreme? Go ahead.
I'll go first. My thing is, that's how I came up. When I acted up, I got whipped. You know what I'm saying? For me, I wasn't abused as a child. I didn't take it that way, right? Now, my thing with what we just saw, I understand he was upset. I would have been more offended that the two guys were still standing there like they wasn't next. You know what I'm saying? I would have been more upset at that. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, when you dole out consequences for someone's actions, is it corrective consequences? Meaning, by him doing that, is that going to prevent that from happening again? She's just going to be more sneakier next time. That's all that is. It ain't going to change.
Cool. Listen. I'm cool with you being sneakier. The point of discipline as a child is to set the foundation of the thing that they eventually have to come back for, right? Or they have to come back to. The whole idea of it, and even the Bible, it says, basically you have to raise up a child in a way that they should go and it'll never depart from them. And so the idea is not that they're not going to do anything. See, here's the key. When you're raising a kid, it's 2 different ways in which you can raise a kid. You can raise a kid in which they basically try to do the right, they try not to get in trouble, or they can try to do the right thing. But they both gonna make the same decision, but the mindset behind why they do it is 2 different things. So I'll give you an example. You can tell 2 different kids and you can say, or both of those kids can go through and they can say, well, I'm not about to do that because I don't want to get in trouble. And then the other kid can say, I'm not about to do that because it's not the right thing to do. And so when you set the foundation in that kid and that there's consequences that come along with your actions, and this is one of the reasons why I say we have to allow for kids to fail in controlled environments. Basically, they're going to mess up, but we have to discipline them and we have to set the record straight for them to not fall away from that thing when they eventually become adults and understand that there's consequences that go along with their actions. I'd rather the kid have to sneak around me than me to justify their actions and fortify why they're doing it, because it then allows for them to think that that's okay when they become adults. So I'm not trying to correct the action. I'm trying to help you to understand that there's consequences that go along with whatever it is that you do, so that you don't fall away from it and then do something even more egregious that you have to pay for when you become an adult. So I think it's the mindset that you programming into a child, that when you move a certain type of way, you have to understand that there's consequences that go along with it. And I don't look at that as abuse. I think it's abuse when you allow children to do what they want to do. It's more abusive for you to allow them to grow up and think that that's okay, understanding that their future going to be fucked up, than if you correct it when they're a child, even if it hurts them.
That's what I will say this. I 100% agree with everything you just said. I'm just not with hitting kids in the face, though. I'm not with that.
I am.
Yeah. Well, I would say 3 things. That little, number 1, shame on her. Number 2, well, I'm from a place where, listen, it was the belt. It's like good times. The belt, the switch, the coat hanger, whatever mom and dad could grab and lit us up with, because a lot of us are successful now because we got whipped. Now, other thing I want to say is, y'all guys got, like, from one whore to you dumb mother, you got to make sure you don't be downstairs. You got to be up in the bedroom. You don't hang around in the kitchen, in the living room. When you see her, you got to make sure we have an understanding. Is your parents home? When did your father get home? When did your mom get home? Can I escape out of the balcony or the basement? And then it has to be protective measures that if your parents come home, I'm going to be under the bed or in the closet, or I'm going to sneak out. I'm not going to just stand there in the living room and kitchen. Guys, I know a lot of y'all guys ain't getting but there's for those who get there is a way you got to do it so the parents can't know, and you got to train the woman on how when the parents come over to get that signal. Oh, mom, my parents are coming. Hide into the bed. My parents are coming. Go in the closet. So she needs a little more instruction from these guys. If I make my opinion,
you got to have an exit strategy.
Oh, yeah. But are we forgetting that man was an island parent and he don't give a about none of what y'all talking about right now?
Exactly.
Like an island man is not giving. Oh well, there's two reasons that a child might do this, and their perspective might be skewed. If I only take you see something going on wrong in your house, you get the switch, and somebody getting up. That's it. And I am from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica. You understand what I'm saying? Because I once got caught under the table with some girl showing me her, and my mom beat my ass for 6 hours straight. She didn't ask me what my perspective was about sexual encounters and what do I think about the female anatomy and all of that. No, you did some out of pocket. You got your beat, and nobody explained anything to you after that. You see what I'm saying? So just looking at it from the perspective of the island parent, like they're not giving a about none of that. It's like you do something out of pocket, you get your beat, and that's that.
I was watching something the other day, and I realized I said my dad abused me growing up because he beat my, and I said, what right did this man have to hit me? And I was thinking this. I said, my son, he turned 18. He graduated last weekend. I didn't hit him one time. I raised my voice, and he knew not to do it again, and it never happened again. He's a good kid. He got up out of. He's good. I understand it. I got my up. Grandma pulled over the church bus, made us pick out a switch. We was getting out, but I think there's alternatives to
what timeout.
I don't.
You have an 18-year-old son?
Yeah, man, I'm old, bro.
Timeout.
When did you get somebody pregnant? When you were 6? This little 18-year-old. You better let your facial hair grow.
I just cut it off, man.
Yeah, exactly. You
still look the same though.
You put the kid in timeout.
Did anybody think that the father did too much? Because I was reading the comments, and the comments of the videos were actually, to me, was funny. There's like, oh my gosh, that's abuse. Oh my gosh, that parent's doing too much. Anybody think it was too much? Any ladies?
I think it was too much to record it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I would say
I couldn't. I have a 7-year-old daughter, and I couldn't see hitting my daughter.
You got to deal with him.
Well, I'll tell her mom to do it, but I couldn't see myself doing it.
It was a little too much for me. It was hard for me to watch.